how have you found this year as a new member?
I really enjoyed it. It was I think it was definitely a good way to get into tabletop role playing, because otherwise I would have just had no idea where to start. So being able to just turn up and find a group of people who are willing to just go, oh, here, sit here, here's a dice, here's how it works, we'll help you with the character. It just made everything a lot easier, and it was much easier to just have other people around telling you how to help with, because character creation in Pathfinder is so complicated. I still don't understand properly, but I can do a lot of it now.
Your first system was Pathfinder.
Oh yeah.
And as I gather quite a lot of people know, Pathfinder is a very, very big system with lots of rules and lots of things going on.
It was so confusing. It would have been so hard to just to go into a game either on my own or find a group of strangers on the internet or something, because it was nice having people here to talk to and to be able to come back to you guys and go, I have this character sheet, I don't know what this means, and I think I'm supposed to use it next session, I don't know what I need to do with it. Yeah,
and obviously a lot of people will be in the same boat as you. So having people there that know what you're going through, not understanding exactly what things are. Like, though I'm the president, I still don't make my own characters because I'm just not very good at it. All of my characters are made by Rob. I tell him what I want and what I want the characters to do, but he makes them, because we primarily play Pathfinder, and I can't navigate all the information that you have.
Yeah, so you have a support system of people you can come to for help if you have complicated things you need to deal with.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard starting on your own, especially if you don't have an easy transition area like a beginner's thing, and you just jump straight in. It's easy to get very overwhelmed.
Yeah, I mean, we do have at least 70 members every year. So it can be quite overwhelming for a lot of people when they first join.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, we're just a friendly bunch of people that all want to play games, whether it's Pathfinder, D&D, any edition.
And once you settle into a group, groups are usually quite small.
Yeah.
And also, I'm here. I'm the inclusions officer. So if you feel a bit stuck, getting talking to all these people, I can help you navigate and set you up with some people you can have a game with. So don't be shy or anything.
Yeah.
We're all here to help. We just like playing games and
all very inclusive. Yeah. I mean, whether you want to be a sorcerer or a barbarian or any kind of weird combination
or
that
play a
makes an
sci-fi
Eldritch
game.
Knight.
Yeah. I still don't understand those.
They are quite complicated. I've never played one, funnily enough. But yeah, just basically anything you want to do, you can probably do it. We have loads of different events for you to go to, such as the 24-hour, which is all charity. It's brilliant because we get loads of different societies involved, such as the Anime Society, War Game Society, obviously us, Card Games and Board Game Society, all join in, all come for 24 hours of fun. You get charity re-roll, so if you roll a 2 on your dice, pay 50p, roll it again as many times as you like.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, which obviously raises a lot of money for charity as well. We normally raise about £500.
Yeah. If I did that, I'd be paying so much money. I roll so many ones.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really fun. That's normally around Easter time. Hopefully this year we're going to do it around October, near
to get a Halloween themed event.
Yeah, we're hopefully going to join it with the Halloween. But obviously it's not all organised yet.
Yeah.
We also
Don't
have
be mad at us if it doesn't happen like that. We're trying.
Yeah. We have the Christmas meal around Christmas. We have the end of year bowling event, and we also join in with the Nationals, which is a countrywide charity event. Yeah. Anyone can join in with the Nationals. You don't have to be part of this society, but if you are, it helps us win, which is always good. But yeah, we are obviously, Georgia's completely new, so we are new player friendly, but we do obviously want experienced people as well, because we like people who like to GM as well as people who just want to play. We don't mind either way.
Yep. it's a good place to learn and to meet people as well, because you usually become quite close to your group after you spend a few hours with them every week.
Yeah, you go in every week during term between 6 and 10 on a Wednesday, or you can meet up outside of NoDDSoc. If you are a member, you get 10% off at the War Games Emporium, and also 10% off role-playing accessories at Patriot Games, which is really good because you can go as many times as you want and get the 10%. But the joining fee for NoDDSoc is only £3. So if you buy one book, you've got your membership back. So I mean, you can't say fairer than that.
It's worth it if you're going to be buying role playing stuff from those shops. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I mean, every role player needs dice. Dice are about £7. Buy a couple of sets of dice, you've got it back.
But though you can borrow those if you are a beginner. People don't mind.
Yes, we have loads of dice.
Sorry.
But the library does also have lots of different books as well. We've recently got some D&D 5th edition books. We also have D&D 4th, loads of different things.
We have non-D&D stuff, which is why we're the not only Dungeons & Dragons Society.
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu, Vampire.
Fate, Dark Heresy. Yeah, so basically the library has all that kind of stuff, and also has mats and pens for you to borrow. So you can turn up knowing nothing about role-playing, having nothing that you can role-play with, but you'll get given it all. Like, people will help you if you want it. If you're interested, you might as well come along, see what we're like. If you don't like it, then you don't have to stay. But if you do, brilliant. Stay and have fun with us on a Wednesday, 6 till 10. Or Sunday from 1 till 5.
So, start us off with your name and what you do in the society.
My name's Nat Wright, and I'm the president of NoDDSoc.
And what does that involve?
Telling people what to do, telling them when to do it, making sure that if they can't do it, someone else can, and then calling committee meetings to check that they have done what I told them to do.
Cool. So what's your favourite system?
Pathfinder. I pretty much play exclusively Pathfinder, though I've played a bit of D&D 5th when it first came out, and started off with a nominee.
And what's your favourite class in any of those systems, if you've got one?
I don't have a favourite class, but basically just give me a character that I can just blast stuff with, or hit them really hard, and I'm fine. Although I haven't ever played a barbarian yet.
Barbarian's like the core simple hit stuff class.
I know. Blood Rager would probably be like the perfect class for me, but I've just not played it yet.
Fair enough. How did you start out in role playing in general?
Well, like I said, my first system was in Nominee, which was in college. My boyfriend wanted to play a game. Well, he wanted to run a game, but he didn't have enough people to play in it. So I thought, hey, I suppose I'll join in. I have absolutely no idea what a tabletop role-playing game was at the time, but I went in, rolled some dice.
And now you're Queen of the Nerds, basically.
Queen of the Nerds,
or President of the Nerds.
Yeah, or Dictator for life.
So aside from Dictator for life, President of the Nerds, tell us an interesting fact about yourself.
Well, some people think it's interesting that I was born in Germany. I don't, because it's just a fact of my life.
Yeah.
But other than that, I make cakes for people.
Cake's cool.
Like not just cake, but like decorated cakes. And
proper fancy, decorated, like...
Yeah, I mean, I'm still an amateur. They're not like professional grade.
You're going to bring some cakes in for the rest of NoDDSoc?
No. Too many people at NoDDSoc and they're not going to pay me for it.
That's fair enough. So that's Nat, the president. So to start us off, what's your name and what's your role within the society?
I'm Becca and I'm a secretary.
What does being the secretary involve?
So I sort out all the emails, answer them, sort out correspondences and anything else that needs doing.
So sort of like you're the everything else that's not specifically within anyone else's role is kind of your jurisdiction.
A bit, yeah.
So what's your favourite tabletop system?
Pathfinder, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, I think Pathfinder is quite a popular one. What's your favourite class within Pathfinder?
I just tend to like anything which involves a bit of swordplay and magic. So War Priest, Magi, and also new one is the Occultist.
How did you start in role playing?
I actually started. So my parents had a D&D second ed group, and then one of the other parents also had 2 kids, and I had me and my sister. So my parents were like, why don't we just like get the kids starting it? So we're about 6, I think, when we started playing D&D, and then we slowly moved on, and then I just like joined the society when I got to uni.
So you've been at this basically forever.
Yeah.
So just to round us off at the end, tell us an interesting fact about yourself.
I'm currently studying AI, so if Skynet happens, I'm really sorry.
Listen, that's fine. I'm a cyborg, so they'll just accept me as one of their own anyway. So that's Becca, and she's the secretary. So to start us off, what's your name and what's your role in the society?
My name is Adam, and I am the treasurer for NoDDSoc.
And what exactly does the treasurer do?
Well, from the perspective of the average society member, I'm essentially the guy who comes round, interrupts your game and asks you for money. But in the global sense, I organise finances for the society, I make sure we can afford to do the Christmas meal, I take membership, I do all that sort of thing, essentially. Not very interesting.
I mean, it's important, so. So what's your favourite tabletop system?
I've only played 2 technically. One was a attempt to fix 4th ed that just broke it more.
I'm so sorry.
And my most recent was Pathfinder, so being extremely basic, I'm going to have to say Pathfinder.
Yeah, that's fine. What's your favourite class in Pathfinder?
I would have to say Barbarian. Purely, well not purely, but mostly because of its simplicity. You don't need to worry about spells or special effects, you just hit things with a big stick. But that being said, there is actually a lot more variation than you would think for such a basic class.
Yeah, with all the raged powers and the archetypes and things like that. So how did you start role playing in general?
Well, originally we were planning to do a 3.5 ed campaign in AS, but we couldn't get enough dedicated people together to form a party. So obviously, first thing I did when I got to uni was look for this society, and it's actually the only one I stuck with in first year. So. And
you've been here ever since?
Yeah.
So to round us off, give us an interesting fact about you.
Again, I'm not sure it's interesting, but I am somewhat defunct when it comes to films that everyone's seen. Like, I've never seen a James Bond film. Until last year, I hadn't seen a Star Wars film.
How?
And I've never watched an episode of Star Trek.
How have you not absorbed these things through pop cultural osmosis?
See, the freakiest thing is my dad's really into all of them, so you think I would have watched it when I was a kid, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just really good at avoiding that sort of thing, who knows?
Well, this is our treasurer, and he's never seen a Star Wars movie.
My secret shame.
So to start us off, what's your name and what do you do?
I'm Georgia, and I'm the Inclusions Officer for NoDDSoc.
And what does being the Inclusions Officer involve?
It means making sure everyone is included and not being sexist or racist, otherwise I get to kick them out. And also, if you do have any problems, or even if you're just shy, I'm supposed to be able to help you integrate into games and talk to people. Also, if you have any problems with contents of games or GMs not talking about, I don't know, trigger warnings or occasional sensitive topics that might be in their games, that needs to be, as long as you're comfortable. I'm here to make you comfortable.
Cool.
There we go.
Awesome. And what's your favourite system?
I've only played Pathfinder because I only started playing last year, so I've only been in one game. So Pathfinder.
Pathfinder's a good system. And do you have a favourite class in Pathfinder, or if you don't, then what was the class that you played?
Well, I don't have a favourite class yet because I've only played one character because I didn't die, and
not played.
And he was a Blood Rager, which I really enjoyed. Smash things.
So to round us off, tell us an interesting fact about yourself.
I'm a brown belt in karate, and I have ADHD, if you couldn't tell.
Cool. So that's Georgia, she's the Inclusions Officer.
Hello.
So to start off, give us your name and your role in the society.
Hi, I'm Rob. I am the social sec.
And what does that involve?
That involves organising the various socials that will be going on this year and hopefully in the future, such as the 24-hour Halloween, going down to the pub after games.
Do you like the pub?
Sorting out merchandise, so t-shirts,
Cool. Cool.
Teddy bears.
Ooh.
Yeah. Not underwear though. We decided not to go for the underwear.
I'm glad we didn't do that.
Yeah. It was an option.
Why would that be? Right.
Yeah.
Moving on. What's your favourite system to play in, and what's your favourite class within that system?
I like Pathfinder. It's got a lot of stuff. I'm a high fantasy gamer. Personally, I think I'm a fan of Gish classes. For those of you who don't know, in D&D, the race called Githyanki had a group of people called the Gish, and they were basically warriors who augmented their combat capabilities with magic.
So stuff like Magus, Sword Sage, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Magus, Blood Rager, things like that.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
How did you start out in role-playing?
Well, I was kind of doomed to be a role player.
Yeah.
My parents met at NoDDSoc in ages past.
Wow.
Yeah, and thus my dad ran a game of second ed D&D for me and my mates.
Oh wow.
When I was 11.
So basically, nerd is in your blood at this point.
Basically, I was doomed.
I mean, apart from that, what's something else interesting about yourself?
I do also have a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I was bullied as a child, and
the best reason to start martial arts.
Yeah. Went and got my black belt.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So that's Rob.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay then, let us do committee type stuff in the interviews therewith. So, first things first, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Jack. I am the web monkey, so I'm in charge of making sure the website actually is still running and keeping everything up to date.
And doesn't turn into Skynet and kill us all.
Yes, I can't promise that.
Okay, that's fine. In addition to this, you've also been role-playing. How long have you been doing that for?
Before I came to uni at least, so 5 years. Before I came to uni, no one else I knew did any role-playing, so I GM'd badly for my friends and family. And then since coming to uni, I've been involved in NoDDSoc, which has been lovely to get some people with a bit more experience GMing than I have.
That's fair. And of the systems that you've played, of the sort of the games that you've done, what is your favourite system so far?
I think my favourite is probably Pathfinder because of the sheer quantity of it I've played. There's a nice balance of role-playing and rules, so you don't have to do one or the other in entirety.
I'm aware of the fact that you can do some crazy stuff with Pathfinder as well.
Yeah.
I've legitimately played in a game which had Gestalt Mythic, and as I recall, one of the players went into the final battle in a, let me see if I get this right, in a T-Rex, which he was piloting from a bag in another dimension on its back, which he had flesh crafted to look like himself.
Yeah, that sounds entirely reasonable for Pathfinder.
Fair enough. Let's see, question. I did have this written down, but I can't remember any of it.
Totally organised.
I'm loving my organisation. Yeah. And of all the things you've ever played, what's your favourite class?
I'm torn between something sneaky like a rogue and something magical like a wizard, so maybe both.
Okay, there's going to be a Pathfinder class that does both of those?
There's bound to be. Rogue with utility magic, so not just blasting, but how can you utilise the terrain or do something clever to...
So you want to play a bard with no music?
Yeah, basically. Less party buffing, more like how can I abuse this small set of spells I've got to get something interesting.
Maybe? I feel like Stalker's a thing in Pathfinder, I'm not sure. Okay, just trying to think. I think that's all I've got for the moment. That's all the questions I've got written down. Maybe a bit of a quick one, but that's fine. Yeah, I think that'll do for now. We'll head back to the people that sent you to us. To the committee interview mobile. Okay. I was going to say I'm here with and then introduce him, but actually legitimately introduce yourself, damn it.
Why do I have to every time? Hello everybody, I'm Callum, I'm the NoDDSoc librarian. Puts me in charge of keeping track of all the books, getting new books. We're currently working on getting all the core rule books for things so people can try new systems out.
Cool.
And
saying ook a lot?
Say ook a lot, yeah, I know, go around. Occasionally we tried to get football going. I think I was the only good player on the team.
Fair enough.
It's been a while since I read that one. That was a reference.
In terms of role-playing, how long have you played?
I've been role-playing sort of loosely since I was about 10. I found my dad's old Advanced Dungeons and Dragons books in the attic, dug them out. It's like, Dad, we want to play these. He's like, oh, I shall run these for you, son, for I am a kind and caring father. And so it was me and my friend Alex and my dad, and he ran for us. And then got to about high school. I started running at that point, found the D20 PFSRD, played Pathfinder. We did not play Pathfinder properly in hindsight because we didn't know half the rules, but it was fun. Just,
That's kind of the point of role-playing, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
to have
I
the
know.
fun and the rules are there if you need them.
You want to throw a grapple? Does anyone have any idea how we throw a grapple? No, just roll a d20, we'll make some stuff up.
Roll the dice. Did you roll well on the dice?
Yes. Is your character vaguely strong? Probably. There you go, you can have that one.
Okay. I think in saying that, you pretty much answered the next question, which is your favourite system? It's going to be Pathfinder.
It's pretty much Pathfinder, maybe a little bit Call of Cthulhu, but yeah, Pathfinder's the one I've been playing for ages.
Because everyone loves sanity mechanics?
I adore Call of Cthulhu just for the stupidity of the things you can do while playing a very serious game.
Go on.
So, we had a game set in Cold War Russia, and in Cold War Russia, apparently everybody's carrying at least one vaguely functional grenade and a stick of dynamite, and my character had kleptomania. By the end of the game, Dagon appeared and made the mistake of standing next to a duffel bag full of every explosive I'd found up until that point in the game. We couldn't find a dice roller on the internet to do 500 d6 for us, and there weren't any Shadowrun players nearby that we could take half of their collection from.
Oh my god. That's mental. That's pretty good, though.
We blew his leg off and got a lot of sanity for it.
Because
you get sanity whenever you defeat a monster in Call of Cthulhu. So
I suppose it adds up. Yeah.
The GM was sort of head in hands going, I guess you get sanity for this. I don't know why, but you do.
Because it makes sense. To be fair, Call of Cthulhu...
nothing scares you once you've blown Dagon up.
To be fair, also Call of Cthulhu is a game where you can legitimately mitigate sanity loss by getting high before you go and encounter them.
That is also true.
So, and within your favourite games, as you see in Pathfinder for the moment, what is your favourite class?
Favourite class is easily going to be Bard.
Because?
I adore singing randomly when people don't want me to sing. Gnomes get a charisma bonus, which synergizes with Bard. If your next question's favourite race, I've kind of ruined it. My favourite race is Gnome, favourite class is Bard.
Is there an Inspire competences that gives you bonuses to skill checks? Does that include stealth?
It says in the rules if it shouldn't, then you don't. But I see no reason why the guy with the drum kit screaming at the top of his voice in his best impression of a yodeler shouldn't increase party stealth. See, the way it works, if you have a bard in one corner screaming his lungs out trying to get a new form of metal started, nobody notices the 7 or 8 rogues in the other corner of the room doing their best to stealth.
That
gives them a bonus to stealth because nobody's looking.
I can't really argue with that, I guess.
That's why bards are the best class, because they bring a drum kit, not a gun kit. That's a different class.
It's a different class. That's Cavaliers. Is it
Cavaliers
or gun? No, it's
gunslingers.
Cavaliers are the...
Cavaliers can bring a gun. They get pistoleros or some picaroons. That's the one.
Okay.
But bards bring a lute and a diary and maybe a weapon if they're feeling adventurous, but they want to pose on top of the enemy afterwards with a sword. That's the only reason a bard carries a sword.
Fair enough. Works for me.
So someone gets his picture.
And then you have to invent the camera so that you can...
You have to go and invent the camera. That's what goblins are for.
It's fair. That works for me.
I assume they work like Is It?
Probably. I think that's it for now. I think that'll do. We'll send you back to whoever sent you to us to begin with.
XCOM.